Remember the definition of a function. A function is a relation or a bunch of points between two variables, such that to each value of independent variable, you can correspond exactly one value of dependent variable. The function is usually notated by y equals to f of x. F is the name of the function. Y depends on variable x. F of x is the value of the function at x. Recall the definition of domain. The domain of a function is the set of all input values. And the range of the function is the set of all output values. The domain is on the horizontal line and the range is on vertical line. We usually use interval notation for domain and range of a function. For example, this is a function. The initial point is not on the graph. The terminal point, however, is part of the graph. The domain on x-axis starts at -3, but -3 is not included because of the open circle. And it stops at 2. 2 is included in the domain because of the terminal point. So we can represent the domain as parenthesis -3, 2 in brackets. The range of the function starts at 1, but 1 is associated with the open circle, which is not in the range. This is just the starting value. And it stops at 2, but 2 is included, so we use a bracket. Another function for you. This function continues from left-hand side. That's why you see an arrow. And it stops at 4. The domain on the horizontal line on x-axis takes on a minimum value and it stops at 4. So the way that we're going to represent that is the set of all x values with the condition that x is less than or equals to 4. 4, parenthesis, -infinity, 4, and since 4 is on the graph, we use brackets. The range of this function is on y-axis. Note that the reflection of the graph on the y-axis only takes positive y values. Starting from 0, 0 is also included and going up to positive infinity. We can represent the range as all y values. Remember, y is related to the range. So instead of using x, we use y. Range is the set of all y values with the condition that y is more than or equal to 0, or bracket 0 to positive infinity. From 0 going up to positive infinity. Next function, here we have step function. The domain starts from 1 and it stops at 4. 4 is not included because of open circle. Please note that here you have overlap on 3. For this piece of line, you have open circle. However, up here, this point is filled. So if you look at the overlap, 3 is included in the domain. The same for 2. Here you have open circle, but up here you have a closed circle. So the overlap includes 2. The domain starts from 1 and stops at 4. 1 is included because of this closed circle, and 4 is not included because of this open circle. So the domain is bracket 1, comma, parenthesis 4. However, for the range, we have 1, 2, 3 values. Look at the reflection of the graph on y-axis. You have y equals to 1, you have y equals to 2, and y equals to 3. The output values of this machine are 1, 2, and 3. So you can list the range as all y values such that y is 1, 2, and 3. Let's take a look at another function here. You have a piece of curve. The domain on the horizontal line starts at -2 and it stops at 1. -2 is included in the domain. Why is that? Because you have a closed circle. However, 1 is not included because you have open circle. So the domain can be written as the set of all x values such that x is bounded between -2 and 1. -2 is included and 1 is excluded. Or you can write it as bracket -2 and parenthesis 1. The range on the y-axis starts at 1 and it stops at 5. 1, 2, 5. All of these numbers are in the range of the function. These are all output values. It extends from 1 and it stops at 5. 1 and 5 are included. So we use close interval 1, 2, 5.